We're live on my end too.
And okay, speaketh Berserk.
Hello, hello. Am I coming in clear?
Yes.
Ah, perfect.
Ah,
Hold on.
he is.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
All right, are we ready?
I believe so.
Then let's begin. All right, y'all. So today we're talking about Storm connections. Now, we did do a stream about this, like what 2 days ago, like
Mm-hmm.
our general thoughts. But this stream is gonna be more focused, especially since my mom was walking around and shit. I kept getting distracted, so now we can have a focus stream and reiterate now that we have updates. So we'll start off with you, my good sir. What are your thoughts on the updates and the new news?
Um. Oh man, I've been letting it kind of play out and giving it time so that the updates come in before I actually make an executive decision. But I think so far, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Feels
It's
like
a
a bunch
bunch
of
of
bullshit.
bullshit in my opinion because okay, even if I were to give CC2 the benefit of the doubt, I've been playing Naruto since PS2 days. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm familiar with how they run things. Even if I were to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that, oh well, maybe it's maybe they're coming out. It's like Storm Generations or Revolutions, where it's like the filler game in the middle, and we're gonna get like it's basically Storm 4.5. We're gonna get new characters. Why would they not lead with that? Why are you leading with shit that we've already seen? Nobody wants to play Storm like all the Storms all over again when we could just boot up the old ones. Why are we paying
Exactly.
$60 for games that we already have? For two new characters that you just threw in there at the end. Oh, we got two new characters, technically a new game. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like,
I agree.
what? If this was a true definitive new Naruto game, and it allegedly they're going to update the story and roster, why not lead with that? Why not show gameplay footage of the story that you plan on putting in the game? No, you decided to lead with old rehashed footage that's HD that nobody cares. Like we've already played those stories all over again. Like we already played them
Every
a hundred
single one of them
times.
twice,
Yes,
because we got
like
the Legacy Edition.
yeah, and that's pretty much what we're paying for. Legacy Edition 2.0. So that's my thoughts so far.
My thoughts. I think I was completely wrong about it. I think that actually it's worse than we thought. Um, so apparently with the new updates that everybody's tweeting out about, we have two new story modes that are coming out. And that's everybody's excuse on Twitter and in public right now to say, wait, no, wait, give it a chance, give it a chance. They're giving us two new story modes. Now we have Indra and Ashura's story mode confirmed to be playable. But one, we all know anime story modes haven't been good since Storm 2? Storm 2?
Yeah,
About
yep,
Storm 3 was mid. They just barely did okay with that. And then
I
Storm
agree.
4, it was a bunch of slideshows, so we all know how that goes. So, Indra and Ashura, I'm not too excited about that. I don't even think it's going to be that interesting. With how long we've all played Storm 4, how fun is it to play an AI? It's you're going to be walking through the story mode, and even if it's for the sake of lore, if you're that guy who's interested in storytelling, I mean, they told it in the anime. They literally had a filler arc. It was like a whole month, right? Like Indra and Ashura's stories individually. So
Yeah,
um I think it's no excuse for how long they've waited and the way they threw that ad out. and what we're getting still, I don't think that's worth $70 at all.
I agree. And like you said, with the Indra and Ashura story, nobody's checking for those characters. I don't like who. It might have been 2 people who asked for them. Like nobody has asked. Like maybe when Indra and Ashura were first like announced in the show, I was like, oh, they're cool. It'd be cool to kind of play with them, but I didn't ask for an entire story. Like I don't think anybody's really checking for those characters. But the more popular characters like the 7 Ninja Swordsman, every other character like Anko, Kurenai, like these other characters that have been established in the show for years, who were in the PS2 games, somehow are forgotten about. Like they're not even support. They
don't even exist. Yeah.
They're out of the games like completely. Even what's his name? Ao, the guy with the Byakugan, like on one eye, and he's from the Mist Village.
I know you're talking about. He was a support for Storm 3, right?
Yeah, the extra. It would have been cool to even play as him because he was support. And they made Darui an actual character, but he was support at first. If you remember, he was support. He was a support only character in Generations, but then they decided to make him a full-fledged character. It's like, well, why couldn't you do that with the rest who were already established? It would have been easy. They already had move sets. You could have just ported, like I said, you could have taken the characters that are already established in the Ultimate Ninja series in PS2 and just port them over. But again,
they don't want to do that.
They don't. It's a case of laziness. And I believe really it's them being disconnected from their fan base. Like they just want to do what they want to do because we keep funding.
They're not listening. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
That was the whole argument I had yesterday. I was explaining to Sage, like he wanted my input on it. And I was like, I don't blame the company. They're money makers at the end of the day. They don't give a fuck about what we're doing. As long as we pay the copy, they don't really care about what we feel. And as long as these diehard Storm players will buy anything they pull out, they're gonna give whatever the fuck they want. And it's the arguments that, well, at least we got something. That's like, are y'all serious? At least we got something. You're paying a full price game. So Spider-Man PS4 was a full-fledged game from scratch. $60. You're telling me you're willing to pay the same price to save yourself 6 minutes worth of loading in each individual game that we're getting in one, plus 2 story modes and 2 characters. That you're willing to pay for that, and patch updates.
Well, no, Cash. See, you have to look at it this way. It's a new game. It's a new game. It's not a patch over. It's a new game.
It's a brand new experience, right?
Yes, it has HD footage. Mm-hmm. They ported all the games over. It's on one CD now, so you can experience the entirety of Naruto in one CD as opposed to 4 or 5 different other CDs. It's a totally new game, Cash. What are you not understanding? They added 2 new characters. It's a new game.
It's a brand new game. It's a brand new experience.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not gonna pay $7 for that?
Nah, nigga.
What?
Nah.
Are you scared?
Are you scared? No. Not are you scared?
Are you scared?
Because I have a different mindset. Are you scared?
Yep. Chojuro, yes, Scotty. Made side piece, basically. Her unspoken side piece. He would have even been cool in the game because they had his jutsu, as a support only. But the thing that confuses me is they fleshed out these characters. They have whole character models and renders.
And movesets.
What are you doing? What are you doing? It's not. It wouldn't have been that hard. Just create do what they did, because I believe they did the same thing with Rinnegan Sasuke, and Sage of Six Paths Naruto, where they were already out before the show had even picked up to that point. So they kind of just created a moveset. They took some things from the manga, a little bit of things from the show that they had already displayed, and kind of just created a moveset. And it worked. So you've already demonstrated that you have the ability to pretty much, create stuff on the fly and it's kind of still stay lore accurate. So it's just laziness. Like, it's no other excuse. But you're going to have these shills who are going to defend it no matter what because it's Naruto. And I get it. I love Naruto too, but it's unacceptable, man. Like it's unacceptable at this point.
But outside of that, with them adding new characters, I also understand outside of the like for us, I get it. I get the rage for us because we will go in and use the roster. But if you look at CC2's perspective, it's like I go on Twitter and I fucking laugh because it's like y'all niggas are complaining about all these characters that we're not getting. You're not gonna fucking play them anyway. So it's like, what the fuck are you complaining about? Oh, wish we had this character. If they're not top tier, if they're not breaking the game, you're not picking them. So why does it matter to you?
Yep.
You just want them there. You just want them there just to say that you have it, just to complete your set.
Yep. And
y'all the Tenkaichi 3 players, yeah, that want a whole that y'all want that size roster, but only play Kid Buu. Like, pack these niggas up, bro.
Yeah. They have I like to liken that to the modern female mindset where you don't even like. They'll argue about, oh well, women should be able to do this and that. They should be able to go in the military. They should have these jobs. It's like, do you want to be in the military? Oh no, not for me, but for women who do want to do it. And it's like, what women do you know want to be special forces? Well, there's women out there who want to do it. Yeah, there's some, but it's like you just want the option, like kids in a candy store. You want to be able to pick and choose everything. You don't want any limitations, but you don't actually want to do that thing. You just want the option. I just want to know I can do it. That's how women are. Shit. Yeah, and that's how these Storm 4 players are. Yeah. Like I just want to know it's there.
But you won't see them, but you won't pick them up. But you won't pick them up.
They'll stare at that roster like, no, flip through the fucking character screens. Oh, where's Nagato?
Right. Yes, sir.
Like they'll see the new character that they've never touched. I guarantee there are characters they never touched, and they just keep flipping over and pick the same 5-6 characters, bro. Like it's
yes, sir.
It's crazy.
It baffles me, man. It's like for us, yeah, we deserve better, but you're complaining when in a competitive sense, which is all you play, because the victory screen is what you live for. And that's not everybody. There are some players who will random. They will have fun and they will random. There's players out there like that, but the 90% of the community is picking Sasuke, man. They're picking the Nagatos, the Madaras, the same, the characters. So I don't see why the big fuss for a new demand for a game is so high when y'all aren't expanding. Think about it. Y'all want a new Storm game to re-embrace the flame of competitive. What does competitive contain? The same characters, because you're not trying to lose. So what are you really saying? 1 second, my phone might clear.
All right. But to his point, yeah. That's what the competitive scene in Naruto is. It's playing the same 5-6 characters, right? And we'll cover it up by saying, "Oh, it's tech," because they're. I understand the modus operandi or the end goal is to win, but it's like, at what point are we going to see something new, right? Like Storm 4 as a game, it is wildly unbalanced. That's why it's really never going to be FGC tournament material, like taken seriously, because this is a game, or this is a company that actually listened to their fans who complained about the game being fixed, a patch that fixed the game. I've never known any game developer or game company who listened to their fans complain about breaking the game again. So they patched the game, and the fans complained that the game was too fixed and too balanced, and wanted to resend that and go way back to the previous patch where things are broken. I've never seen any other game company do that and actually listen to their fans. What? You listen to these people who wanted to break the game all over again just so that they can win and stroke their own egos? Like, it's never going to be taken seriously. The competitive scene is a joke, because on top of that, now I'm about to go on the rant. On top of that, you have like, it's like a secret society or some shit of like the 5%ers of a group of people. It's like 5 or 10 of them motherfuckers who have private endlesses. It's like you can't sit with us high school, like you can't get in this club type shit unless you sign your name in blood type shit. That's the only way you can get in here. If you start worshiping us, get your cloaks, Get like that's the only way you
Yes,
can join this
sir.
club.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like it is, they keep the tech away from people, away from the new players that want to join the game, and then
Gatekeeping.
they gatekeep, and then they walk around like they're holier than thou or mightier than thou. So it's this toxic mentality that keeps new players from actually wanting to even play in the first place. Like, man, fuck this. Like they get their ass whooped on rank and everything else. They don't have anybody to actually teach them. You know, and this game is it already has kind of a high learning curve because imagine you playing a game, like just having fun, and you see motherfuckers just like doing shit that you cannot actually explain. Like you're new to the game, but you're like, I know that I know you can't do that. Like,
right.
I dropped them down to no subs. I at least know this. When I get them to no subs, I should be able to hit them. But somehow they're getting their subs back, and I just dropped them down to none.
How did that happen? How did that happen?
Yeah. So it's I personally
share the way. Oh, I think I have to do it. It literally loops in with what you just said. And this is a connected application. Facebook. I gotta go to Facebook. It's a known fact because this is literally posted in the Naruto community I'm in yesterday. Everything Berserk literally just said was put it in the group chat.
Oh, really?
Really, quote for quote. I swear to God, you're fucking time traveler here.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, quote for quote. He's talking about the gatekeeping, the whole the whole nine. It's like, wow. Okay. Can you see it? There you go. Perfect. Okay, so here we go. Oh, my name is a shadow. Here's the community, right? So this is one of the main communities on Facebook we made. So you scroll down, you see all the Naruto news. Literally made the announcement for it. It has to be up here. I must have scrolled past. And he says the exact, here we go, right here. So this is Kyle. He's like, in the wake of the upcoming Storm title, Naruto X Boruto connections, we will begin preparing for a huge tournament, money battles, and whatever, It's to hype the game up for advertisement. Okay, cool. So then we go into the, we're going to get more than 2 characters, which we will, according to the according to the PlayStation store news, which still isn't excusable for a $70, game, but
no.
That being said, here we go. I know a lot of you toxic motherfuckers like to stroke your own ego and gatekeep players who just got the game yesterday from learning new information, whilst simultaneously discouraging them from playing further.
Wow.
Yep. Be mindful that a community of 100 isn't fun, which is pretty much the number that's them. That's them. It's 100 dumbass niggas.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like be hyped that we're getting a new Storm title that could become so big, which I estimate that because this community is exactly what he just highlighted, it will not be able to go but so far. We start seeing E tournaments for it, so that literally just highlights everything that you just said. And it's not like, because I know Storm players literally like 2 days ago I heard that a Storm player was watching our connections stream that we did 2 days ago and that they had feedback on it, so they listened to what we said, and to them I know it's like, oh, here we go with these niggas again, the complainers, here we go. It's not just us, it's the proof is right there. I'm not Kyle. I'm a fucking complete different person. Berserk's not Kyle. So clearly, other people feel the exact same way we do, and the information is being spread around that this shit is not cool. The way that the Storm 4 community is held, and the way that the gatekeeping happens, and the bullshit tech. Yeah, it's what's probably going to keep the game down. I would love for the Storm community. I would love more than anything for this game to pop off and to be big and to participate in tournaments, but I don't see it. I don't want to be this negative guy, but as immature as 90% of these people are, I just don't see it. I don't see it.
And I wouldn't even say you're negative. I would say you're just being a realist, because me and you both have pretty much played Naruto Storm 4 ever since release. I've been on it since release. I know you probably have too. So that's what, 6+ years. You know, I've dedicated to this game, and you know, on and off, but it's still been 6+ years. So the fact that because and this is how the toxicity of the mentality on Storm is, because I'm not in this club and because I'm not deemed as a top tier, I'll say that in quotations, a top tier individual on the game, my opinion is invalid. My opinion now does not matter. So we can be saying these things like how you say, I know they're listening to us, but oh, you know, I like their excuse or their rebuttal to the things that we're saying because they can't refute it. So what they'll say to cope is, oh well, I just two-stopped this nigga last week in one match. Okay. I'm pretty sure everybody has been two-stocked who's ever played Naruto. That's not even a feat. If you have been two-stocked regularly, they're not going to understand that. But it's like, what are we even doing here? That's immature.
That's retarded.
To refute what I'm saying by using a childish straw man argument by saying, oh, well, I two-stocked you, so, you know,
therefore,
you don't matter.
You don't know what you're saying. Therefore.
Yeah. What?
That makes no sense.
It's and that right there highlights the mentality, the childish mentality, because I guarantee you it is grown men who are 20 plus playing this game still, operating like little children.
Oh, you almost said it right.
Yeah, little girls.
Like
it's insane that the deriding, the gatekeeping, the worshiping, like it's insane. It's really insane, and it's a hive mind. Like, how are you a grown man and you can't come up to your own conclusion and treat people accordingly? You know, because you believe you're better than somebody because you can beat them on a video game. Like, come on,
absurd.
Dog. Come on, dog. Like, this is why Naruto, I believe the Naruto community gets a bad rap in the first place because of people like this, especially the Storm community. And it's like, man, we're just here to play a game and have fun.
At the end of the day, that's all we want, man.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
But it's people like that make it toxic, and they take it so seriously. Like, you beat somebody, everybody knows you beat somebody in ranked. First of all, like this, they're you just hurt their ego and their pride so much that they already send you messages to prove something, to want to prove that they're better than you because you beat them one time in ranked. Like,
I can get started on the rage quits. Don't even get started on the instant rage quits. Them damn near it'd be both the 255 disconnects and then the other ones with the low disconnects. Out of there,
sir.
Now I can understand you playing Talia, you breaking the game, you're sub banking. Hit that close app. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, hit that close app because you're literally breaking the mechanics of the game.
Yep.
Okay. You're talking about regular characters. You just lose. You just hit the like that is some Sherm shit. That is some Sherm top tier shit right there. And I don't see what else this community is looking for. You know, they want it to be big. They want it to be the next big thing, and yet they're not ready to evolve. Where is it going? Where are we going? So, along with that, the answer I'll answer first, and then I'll ask you what your thoughts on it.
Okay.
Will I buy the game? Probably. All the shit we're saying, will we buy the game? If they patch shit and they fix it and add characters, yes, that is new content. But it depends on how much they add into it and how much effort. If they slap 2 characters, sir, no maps, and fix some characters, I'm definitely not buying the game. They're not buying the game. They're not buying the game. You add a few maps, you add Shikadai, first of all, and you add some wanted characters and fucking fix characters, then I will invest in the game. Then I will go ahead and purchase the game. Now, along with purchasing the game, I'm sure other people are asking, and Sage asked the same question. Will I be like, how often will I play Storm? Will it be a main thing on the channel? Will it be a main thing that we're doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. Like, I don't see myself giving another 2 years sitting there hunched over fucking. That was college, man. I don't really see myself going all out for Storm, even if there's a potential to be at the top of the player base, because you're gonna have millions of new players coming in with this game. And with that being said, We are already top 5. I don't give a fuck about what niggas think. I already know my status. I know
Yeah.
Berserk's status.
I agree.
I don't care about Nagato and what's that sand nigga's name?
Raza.
Raza. I don't give a fuck. You want to Jutsu spam? You want to use the Hashira? I'm gonna use the same 5 characters. All right, talk about the roster, buddy. We top 5. I don't care about any of that. So, with that being said, with all the new players coming in, definitely top 5%. Definitely, just not even like a maybe. But even with all that environment and information, I don't think I'm gonna be on the game heavily like that because 1, got the shit to do. 2, it'll last. It'll be like one of those games like Demon Slayer. You got on and it was lit for a good like 2 months, and then after those 2 months, I could see it already happening.
Yeah.
So what is your plans for if the game actually does have new content, and will you be playing it more? Will it be on the channel? What are you going to be doing with it?
I mean, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. Will I be buying it? Probably, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer to see what they actually do with it before I actually put any money into it. And it's like this: if they show and prove that they're adding more characters, yeah, I'll definitely play it. There's actually going to be more content and the story modes that they promised, I'll buy it because, like you said, it's content. I can use that for content. I was already pretty much a dedicated Storm 4 player and streamer, YouTuber for a little while. So, I mean, it wouldn't be anything to go back to that. However, I'm like you. I'm not going to spend 2 years of my life trying to actually get good and be at the top of the top. That ship is sailed for me.
Yeah,
I have, like you said, I have too many things to worry about. And to be honest, I see it as taking the shout out to Maximilian Dude, the Maximilian Dude approach, where he's good at fighting games. Like if you see him play fighting games, he's good at various fighting games. He's not top tier like Evo or no shit like that, but he's very good. He knows what he's doing because he's been playing for years. So he's created a fan base and built up his channel just off of being decent enough at fighting games and knows what he's doing, and can pretty much swap hands with the best of them. So I see us in that league. Like we're good enough to be able to swap hands with the best of them. The potential is there, but I just don't see myself trying to dedicate my life to one game where I don't know if the wave is going to last as long as I want it to. Like it could last a month, it could last 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden the game is dead again. So I just believe to strike while the iron is hot, get on and get off, know when to get off that train when your exit is coming. Don't miss it because you
don't want to go down with the dying ship because then your channel is fucked.
Yeah. So and I know what's it, Sheikah's Clouds, shout out to him as well. But he was one of my first Naruto Storm 4 YouTubers, that I watched, and I don't know what his situation may be, if he just doesn't want to do YouTube anymore, but he really was passionate about the Storm series, and even he had to get off, just like Jerkflow. Jerkflow had to get off too. Like he couldn't take it.
That's it, man.
Because it's the community, man. It's the mindset, and it's very pervasive, man. Like it's sickening, Like you want to build a community, you kind of want to build a community of like-minded people, but every other person that you run into who is at your level has this toxic mentality. You're like, what the, like it's.
We just here to have fun, man. No. First of all, it's like, come on, bro. We're just trying to hang out.
Exactly. So, if they show and prove that they're actually going to deliver on the things that they promised or that they're talking about, I'll definitely get it.
Okay. That decision. Yes, sir.
Yep.
It would be nice to have, some old tournaments and some endlesses. As soon as the game drops, I'm definitely if they don't bullshit and there's enough quality to get the game. Like I said, putting all the games into one game and giving us 2 characters at the start and slapping one map on, that's not gonna be enough, buddy. I'm gonna have to just wait for the other characters to drop, but I'm gonna definitely be up in that. It's not endless. What's that other mode called? League. League was my first game mode, and I played that religiously. League, but Another thing, if we do get into this game, I think it's going to be very inner community based. I don't want to branch out, and that sounds like you already building a fence, without giving them a chance. But fuck them niggas.
Respectfully, fuck them niggas.
I'm gonna say that shit in my wheelchair. Yes. Fuck them niggas.
Hooked up to the damn ventilator and everything. Respectfully, fuck them niggas.
Like, I can't. They're like Chuny Bios, man. They like believe in this anime story in their head where it's like
they're the protagonists.
They got to be villains on the mic and then villains in a video game. And it's like, you're human beings, man. As kids, PS2 days, PS3 days, Black Ops lobbies. All right, cool. But now we're grown ass men at this point. I don't think there's a reason to be toxic. I don't think there's a reason to gatekeep. I don't think there's a reason to be half of the things that they are. So I already have my eye on the set content creators and players who I know can live up to the expectations that we're looking for, in the sense of, if we were to host a tournament, they would be chill. They're not going to be toxic. They're not going to pick the same 3 characters, showing off bullshit tech. They're going to be chill, have a fun, laugh, chill out, stream. It doesn't have to be this big, ugly thing of, oh, wham, like. And that's what always winds up being on Storm. It's every stream, every time we stream, by the time we end it, pissed off. It's like somebody goes out of their way. Oh, this nigga streaming. Let me.
Yep. Ruin the fun.
It's like, damn, bro. And you know what the limit is? The limit is usually 2 hours. I noticed that.
Yes.
You can stream 1 hour, you'll be good. By the second hour, you're gonna start running to the fuck shit every time.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly have to agree to that, man. Like,
fuck shit.
You can't stay on Storm 4 too long, man. You got to know when to get off the game. But it's like it's so. That's why I liken Storm like into a toxic ex. It's like that girl you can't let go because the box is so good or the head is so good, you just can't really let her go. Like that when it's good, but god damn it if she ain't toxic. Like when you bought that, and then like Cash said, it'd be like it's certain matches. As soon as like an hour and 30 minutes start to kick in, that's when you start getting hit with the whole shit. Like what the? Like all of a sudden, your inputs aren't really working correctly. Shit ain't going through. People hitting you with the bullshit. You're like, and you just sitting. Okay, well, next match it'll go well, right? Next match, nope, same thing. Rinse and repeat, and then all of a sudden, you're 5 in a 5-game losing streak. And so you want to make up for that because your pride is hurt too. You want to make up for that by at least, winning a couple of matches. All right, I'm going to win a couple, then I'm going to get off. Nope. You hit with more fuck shit. And like Cash said, it's like they know when you're on Storm 4, let me get this nigga. And they jump in there and they hit you with the fuck shit. So you can't win for losing if you stay too long on Storm. Know your cutoff limit. And he says 2 hours, I say an hour and 30 minutes. If you're streaming, it drops down 30 minutes because for some reason, Cash can attest to this when he gets back. But when we used to stream before we had the whole Elgato setup, for some reason, you get hold more using the streaming through the PS4 software. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a latency issue, but your shit just goes bananas. Like you it's like, and it's no disrespect, but it's like you start losing to fucking rank like 15s and 20s and shit. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm not, nah. I'm tripping. It can't be me. I'm not getting my ass whooped handed to me by a fucking rank 15 with no actual character icon on his player card. What? So I understand both sides of the argument though. But again, they need to do something. If they want Storm 4 to be a game that is taken seriously in the sense that more people gravitate towards it, I mean, they gotta be adults about it, man. Like you can't gatekeep, you can't, have a childish mentality. It's a video game at the end of the day. And I'll say this as well. I strongly believe why they act this way is because they don't have anything going for them in their real life. Like you don't, if you have somebody who has actual aspirations and you've accomplished things in real life, you don't feel the need to actually have to prove yourself on a virtual world because you've already proven yourself in real life. You already done the work,
Yes,
done
sir.
things to establish yourself, and actualize yourself in reality. You don't have to come on a game to big up yourself, big up your chest, and act like you're better than people because you ain't got shit going on for you in real life. Like I understand the mentality. I was there when I was younger. When I was in high school type shit. Like, yeah, I did that shit. But once you grow up and you live real life, you realize there's more to life, man. Like it's really not that serious. So I don't think they've grown out of that prepubescent stage mentally, and they just act like children for the most part. So, but before you left, Cash, I was just telling them how, remember back in the old days of streaming before we had the Elgato shit, how it would just somehow hold you right at like an hour and 30 minutes. Like you start really getting hold because you're using the PS4 software when you're streaming. Like I remember that you just start getting hold and like
the delay was insane.
Yeah, like I'm losing the rank 15. What?
I didn't sub that Rasengan. Yes, sir.
Right. Yo, speaking of that, you remember was it, I think it was 2 weeks ago, where we were all in an endless and we blatantly saw reactions counter 2 Rasengans back to back. I don't know if you saw that. He countered 2 Rasengans back to back. That's shit I'm talking about.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Can't make this shit up.
Can't make this shit up. It's tech, though. What are you talking about?
All right.
It's tech.
Yeah, it's tech. It's tech, all right.
I don't know, man. But in order for this game to work, the first thing is the community got to grow up. I mean, grow the fuck up. Like, if they were willing to grow up, I'd let bygones be bygones. I'm over the whole Afro Playco bullshit. Like, we're all human beings. I'm a grown ass man, bro. I don't give a fuck about what you did 4 years ago. If you want to be a grown man and play the game and enjoy and have fun in the lobby, I would be so down for that. But it's the immaturity, the selection of the few who they want to fuck with, and again the worshiping, like you said, the high school kid mentality. And it's like you got to get out of that shit. There's a whole community out here to teach. There's a whole community out here to show how the game is going to work and to not just stream, but to set an example. I don't know if that even ever occurs to them in their minds of how important that is as a player to set an example, especially when you have like a high viewer base watching you play the game. You play who you want to play, but you got to understand, one, you're not good if you play the same character. Like, we established this. If you play nothing but the top tier characters, fundamentally, you're just not good at the game. Victory screen or not. And that's not really your fault. That's the fault of the developers because they don't put enough effort into, who does what. There's no way to balance every character in a game. It's like literally physically fucking impossible, I think. But, set the example. We already had, people picking Rock Lee now. There's a whole new fucking Rock Lee wave suddenly.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden everybody knows how to use Rock Lee, right? And he just works. Like, okay, where the fuck did that come from? I would imagine I know a few places where it might have came from, but don't just show people how to play the game. Show them how to play the game right. I'm not talking about sub banking. That's not something to flex. Like, oh, hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to get your subs back instantly. You know how much and there's for real a video out there. Let me show you guys how to get your subs back instantly. So first you want to. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Do you know how much, do you realize what you're literally doing to this game? Yep. You are clearly passionate about this game, and you are single-handedly destroying this shit with one tech, sub-banking. And then there's the other stuff, instantly getting out of count, guard breaks. The other day, you saw the shit. Guard break just walked out. I've seen a few people, top tiers, doing this, and it's usually about 8,000 or more wins is when you start seeing the magic, the bullshit.
Yep. Got the wands. Yes, sir.
The wands out. It's like there's tech, and then there's there's things you just shouldn't be able to do because the developers didn't intend for that to be in the game. Storm 4 is a game of chess. You know, you lose a sub. Okay, now how do you move on the board so that you don't get caught? How do you do this? How do you do that? You sub bank, you completely remove that out of existence. You don't have to think about how to play smart. You can just fucking use your jutsu and then get your shit back.
Yep.
And it goes the same across with the characters you pick. You know, nothing but Pain, Madara, and Sasuke. You negate neutral. You don't have to play chess anymore. There's no more neutral. So I think being mindful of who's watching your streams, who's watching your content, and how you teach this new community is also important, and how long it'll last. Because if they go about it the same way they went about Storm, again, it'll last 2 months, and then all the new people who are excited to play a Naruto game are gonna leave. They're gonna leave because to them it don't mean shit. To them, they have all these other games to play. Like us, we don't. Storm is done for me. I'm good. I have Star Wars, bro. Even if it's vanilla and I can't get the monster work, I promise on God, before I sit here and play Storm for the next 2 years, I'll play nothing but Star Wars. There's fighters, there's single player games, there's mods on PC now. There's so many other options, and that's exactly how the new player base coming back into this game sees it. They came from somewhere else. You have to remember that these guys are coming from another game to enjoy this franchise that they love. So they come here and you show them nothing but the toxicity. They're going to just get their shit up and leave. And then they're all going to sit here in the Discord, what happened? How do we advertise? How do we get some tournaments running? How do we, maybe if we ask Bandai, they're not going to help because y'all did this to yourselves at the end of the day. So I think that's something else they need to be extremely mindful of when the game comes out.
Yeah. It really boils down to the fan base, the player base, and the community base. And I strongly believe that's the reason why CC2 and Bandai, they don't really respect their core fan bases, because they act like children. You've established that you're willing to accept the bare minimum, and actually you're willing to accept less, because y'all banding together, and I will never get over this. Y'all banding together to send a message to CC2 for them to re-break the game. You just communicated to them that we accept bullshit. We actually want a broken, unfixed game. We actually want less, right? They were willing to patch the game and fix their mistake. They're sorry, we'll fix it because it was our bad. We didn't balance the game. We didn't, we neglected to do things we should have done in the first place. And then y'all collectively together was like, no, fuck that. We want the broken shit. And they were like, these motherfuckers.
You see this guy?
You see this? We can get away with murder with these people. So, what do you expect after that? That's why I'm like, I'm not really too excited. I'm not expecting much for what they're gonna do. Talking in terms of CC2 with the Storm connections. I'm just gonna wait and see. I'm waiting to see what they do, because they've had a track record within the last 4 or 5 years of bullshitting. Like I said, I honestly blame the Storm community, the player base, because they'll just accept anything. Like, no matter what it is, they'll accept it. Like, it's crazy. And then it's also that point that you made about bringing in people and then teaching them the right and wrong things. Man, they'll stay. Like, I'll see people who will be new to the game, and then like 2 or 3 months later, I'll see them again in a player match or ranked or whatever, and all of a sudden they're pulling off the broken shit. Like they don't even have their fundamentals down, but they know how to sub bank. They know how to jutsu spam. They know how to do all the other fuck shit, but their fundamentals are still lacking. And that, to me, that will show you who a good player is if they lack fundamentals. As soon as you lose, get them low on subs or get them on no subs, you start to see what kind of player they truly are. Like, obviously, everybody, if you need to be defensive on no subs, I understand it. But shout out to, I believe the dude's name was Haseo. He mentioned this first. He actually said this first. Storm 4 is a defensive game. It's too defensive. Like, you have too many options to be defensive. You already have block. You have subs, which is your get out of jail free cards. You have those. You have jutsu spam, where you can literally hide behind a character your support doing jutsu. You can switch to those other characters to avoid being hit. You have characters like Pain and other characters who actually have defensive based jutsu. So it's like you have, and then you have the counter. And then to tie into your other point about the bullshit, I've seen where there's also new tech. I guess it's kind of old, but where you would do the guard break pill, you would actively hit their character, but they know how to switch at the right time,
just at the right time, and
hit.
then they walk out,
And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what's the point? What's the point? Like, you have a move to get out of anything, and it's so demoralizing. It's like, what's the point of playing this fucking game, bro? Like, I have to always, when you play Storm, I have to always be ready for the bullshit. I have to always mentally prepare myself to like counter their bullshit that I don't see coming, and it's unfair. It's like shit that you're not supposed to do. I'm supposed to be the one that has to react to that. It's impossible. It's damn near impossible a lot of the times. So I think they definitely need to work on that. They need to work on the mechanics moving forward, man.
They fix anything, it got to be the switch mechanic. They got to put it back, man. They got.
Yes.
I don't want to see nothing about no letters being sent out and all that. It has to be slowed down, or I think really it's the speed of which you can switch. I think that's where the core problem is.
I can agree to that. Yeah.
Because when they slowed it down, a lot of people had to struggle with jutsu spamming. Even sub banking, because sub banking is something that's instant once you switch. So if you slow down switching, I don't think you can sub bank. I could be completely wrong about that, but really it just comes down to the switch mechanic and the characters, I guess, in which you can use them. They really drew themselves into a hole with the way they made Storm 4. I don't even know if they can fix it or how. There's too many, like you said, defensive options. If it were up to me, I would probably take away some of the subs. Like, because you can counter, you can run, you can fucking jutsu spam. So it's like, all right, even if you do sub bank, you only have 2 subs, so there's that. I really don't know how else they can fix these characters. I do think they need to fix infinites. I know that's like highly controversial. A lot of people like infinites, but if you take out infinites, then that forces a constant neutral. The fact that infinites allow you to just constantly loop somebody, and even when they get out that loop, they have to sub. There is no maybe. You have to sub, or you just keep getting hit. Once you sub, you can now switch out of your character or use your character to a jutsu buffer where you get hit if you sub. So there goes all your subs. You're out of options, and then you go back into another infinite. Now your health bar is out the window, and you're just sitting there watching it happen. So I think infinites need to be taken care of. I'm fine with the infinite list Storm 4. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Infinites,
gotta go.
Yeah, they gotta go, and you already have way too many options to continue a combo. You can switch between characters. You have the spark dash to build a combo. You have strike backs. Like, there's so many different options that you can use to reset a combo that infinites really should be in the game. And then on top of that, there's no damage reduction or damage scaling. Like, usually with fighting games, when you have somebody in an infinite combo or you're juggling them, the damage gets reduced over time, to compensate for a long ass fucking combo. But they don't have that. So Storm, you can literally, if you get somebody to no subs and you have an attack up pill and you use a defense down tag,
it's death. It's pretty much a TOD. That's it.
Yes. With the right team, you can do a TOD. And it's not fair. It really is.
At all.
It's not like fighters, where fighters actually require skill, a lot of skill to pull off a TOD. It does.
Fucking retarded amount. I mean,
it requires skill.
There are some characters.
There are. I mean, that's what any fighting game is like.
Smiles at Gohan.
But it's like with Storm, almost, I would just say any character you can TOD with them. You just have to have the right team behind it. You literally just have to have the right team. You can't do that with any other fighting game. It has to be an actual character, and that's pretty much it. It's character based with other fighting games. But Storm, everybody can do TOD. if you have the right team behind them.
Yeah.
The right team, I believe. So that definitely needs to be taken out. I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
Infinite's got to go. The
Yeah.
tacticals. Yeah, because if you do that, then you can take care of the hollow step reset damage thing.
Yep.
Because initially, if you circle into a jutsu, then it's supposed to damage reduce. But if you can just hollow step or use another character to just move out of the way, then the system doesn't register it and you get full damage, which is stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. So that stun locks gotta go. Gotta go. They gotta find a way to stun locks gotta go. Another thing, jump force tech. This is now something that a lot of people use on Storm. If you are hitting somebody, your second character, they should not be able to use a character to. Have you ever seen this where you're like dashing at somebody and they'll still have their character out in front of them and they'll take the hits for them?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Can't happen. In any situation while you are in plus, you should not be getting dashed by a second character. They should not be able to use them as a shield. Once you switch out, they have to disappear. That's it.
Yes.
They can't stand there and take the damage for them while they hide in the bag, charge chakra, jutsu buffer. Absolutely not. That shouldn't be a thing. Absolutely not.
Or I actually like the way Fighter Z has it set up. I believe that if you're going to have the ability to switch characters, the characters need to have their own life bars. Like that way you can actually kill that character. Because I think they did this in I think it was in Revolution.
Revolution, maybe.
Yeah, I think they did it like where the character had their own life bar, and if they got hit enough times, they were out. The entire match.
The entire game. That's it.
And I think that's what they need to do. That way,
definitely.
If that character gets in front of you, there's a penalty for that, for using them as a shield. You can no longer use that character as a support because it's totally unfair. I've seen it. As a matter of fact, when you were fighting reactions, he kept doing that. Like he was somehow able to position his character so that you kept dashing him. He would use him as a shield, and then when he was plus, he would attack or dash. Like that's not
ridiculous.
Yes,
that's ridiculous.
It completely cuts out neutral.
Yeah, they need a health bar. So if you do attack them, or even if you ult them, you get hit for that damage.
Yep.
So that there's a punish for jutsu spamming too. So you want to go ahead and throw Madara out. If I throw a chakra shuriken at him, there goes your health bar. It should be going down. Or if I tilt and you're trying to jutsu buffer, that should attack. Your health bar should be going down. So it discourages people, just randomly throwing out shit left and right because there's no punish for it.
Yeah.
But if your health bar is now at stake, now you got to think about, all right, so if I sit here and jutsu buffer and he can just tilt me, I'll lose health. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Not unless he's out of subs or I'm out of subs. There's got to be some reason to be able to do that, and it'll probably not fix it 100%, but there will be a lot less of it. A lot less of it.
Yeah, it'll definitely cut down significantly on the bullshit. And
bullshit.
I strongly believe once you start to do that, you're gonna, and really it's a double-edged sword because I'm all for it, and I believe you're gonna lose a lot of players in the player base, but it's needed. A lot of players got to go. A lot of players don't even need to be on this game anymore because of the mentality that they carry. Like if the trade-off is we get better mechanics, but we lose individuals, chances are most of them were toxic anyway to begin with. So are we really losing? Are we really losing anything? We're actually winning in the end because we can build back that fan base even better because we have, like-minded or right-minded people who are just coming to have fun and, be a little bit competitive. You can be competitive. There's nothing wrong being competitive. But when it starts to when you start to take it personally and now all of a sudden it's gatekeeping, it's, and it delves into toxicity. What are we doing? Like it's gone too far. It's gone too far. So I really, this community, this game, like the game, the community needs a new start, needs a reset. In order for this to work, you got to throw it away.
You got to Thanos snap the shit.
Yes.
We need to fix this shit.
Yeah.
And I would hope that, even if CC2 doesn't specifically listen to this video, I would hope somebody agree or pass it along because with all those fixes, we definitely would lose a good amount of players. and it's the same players that sent the email out.
Yes.
You know, and those were small fixes. There was still plenty of bullshit in Storm left, but those were the, you know, you couldn't juice and spam as quick. You couldn't abuse the game as much. It was a lot more neutral, and they just dropped that shit. They were like, nope, not doing it. Can't compete. All right, let me go sit down and write a 10-page document instead. So, you know, if they go, I do think it creates a more positive environment, and it'll encourage more fun play for the long run, because this is a brand new game, and we've been playing. We're tired of the shit, but there's probably some, you know, some teenager out there who's never played any Storm games, and they're about to get their hands on this shit probably sometime this year. You know, they can't wait. So it all depends on how they treat the game and what they do with it. You know, if they want to rinse and repeat, you know, advertise that one Discord. We all know what Discord, the worship Discord. Hey, come on, guys, come hop in from this Discord. And, you know, it's nothing but the first to 5. And then your first to 5 is clown, 5-0, you know.
Yep.
And, you know, we're going to lose a lot of people really quick. Hold on. My DoorDash.
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's who I am.
To that point, yeah. It just really never made sense to me. You know, I was always, because I've actually played sports, right? Growing up, elementary school, middle school, high school, I played sports pretty much all my life, whether it was in contact sports like karate, taekwondo, you know, a little bit of boxing in high school, ran track, you name it. I was athletic and still am for the most part, but I've actually been a part of a team, and I understand what it's like to actually deal with individuals and different energies and different dynamics, you know, relationship dynamics as it pertains to the team or even the opponents. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with healthy competition, talking shit. You know, look, we're men at the end of the day. We talk shit. It's what we do. There's nothing wrong with that. If it's all in, you know, healthy competition and, you know, all they say all is fair in love and war. Well, it's the buffoonery and the clowning that gets on my nerves. Like, because you won and you beat somebody, now you calling them clown and all this other shit, like you're being toxic. So basically, you're representing yourself as a miniature LTG, you know, because a lot of the times that, like I said, that stems from an insecurity. There's insecurity somewhere in there that you feel the need to already down an opponent who you beat. Like, you show them the respect, like GG, whatever, you know, move on. You ain't gotta like dap the nigga up or nothing like that, but you know, just say GG and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So the respect is not there, and you only get respect when you beat these players, right? So how does that pan out for new players who want to actually join, for a community? How does that pan out to grow a community of people? Because at one point you were at the bottom too. If you see somebody at the bottom wanting to get into this, and they and you know, how would you coax them? How would you sort of brand the game and kind of introduce them into this? How would you market it? And they turn around and see shit like this. They see the Discord community. They see, you know, the toxic messages, because I have messages on messages. You know, when I beat somebody and it's toxic. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I've been there before. I've done it too. I'm not saying I'm nobody's perfect. I've done it too.
We're not saints. We've all done this shit.
Yeah.
We all had our hearts.
But it's like, again, if the only way I'm respected is if I beat you, like, it doesn't even matter. Even if I beat you by 1%, which is the crazy part. Even if you were to lose by 1%, where it was pretty much like it could have gone either way, and you know, y'all are pretty much on the same level, you're still hit with the clown. Oh, I beat you, you know, haha, get wrecked. Like, it's really just, it's buffoonery, it's childishness, and it's clown shit. It's clown shit on their end. It's like, what even made you say that, bro? Like, you won by 1%. Like, I don't understand this. So it's really the mentality. And as another YouTuber I watch, T Dodge, that's all I'll tell Cash. I'm like, he is literally us. He is like the UK,
the UK
Xenoverse us. Yes, like he because on Xenoverse it's the same mentality, and it's just funny that it's a Bandai game, and it's also it also suffers from a lot of issues that Storm 4 suffers from. So it's just funny how the same mentality is there with the same instances. And I mean, he complains about the same thing.
I'll never forget about that video. I just want to play my character.
And meanwhile, little Jimmy gets on. The first thing he sees is like, it's crazy. It's crazy, So,
yep. But that being said, I definitely think that that's what they need to fix in the future. I'll get a little bit into the positives of what we want in the game, but on the real, the final thoughts on my side, and then you can wrap up your final thoughts. If they don't, the full summary of what we said so far pretty much is, if the new community keeps the same energy for the old, this game will not work. It doesn't matter if they come out with 3 pages worth of characters, it's not going to work. Storm 4 lasted. The true lifespan for online Storm 4 is about 3 years. 3 years. After 3 years, it steadily went down. The 4th year was its breaking point. And after that, 5 and 6 years, people are barely hanging on. You barely see anybody on. You see the same people. Like, I streamed Storm like about 2 or 3 weeks apart. It's the same fucking like 5 people. The same max ranks, the same, 15s. And the community is clearly not expanding. And there's a definite reason why. It's not because Storm isn't a good game. It's because the community is a bad place. And it's not just us saying this. There are literally plenty of YouTubers who aren't us, who have a higher viewer count and subscriber base, who a lot of people fuck with. Example, what's his name again? The black dude.
Jerkflow, caught him?
Jerkflow and the other one. Jerkflow and your favorite.
Sheikah's Clouds.
Sheikah's Clouds. Holy shit, I can't remember his name. Worth the damn I'm editing that. But there's plenty, and there's Jerkflow and Sheikah's Clouds who also have said the same thing, who have left the game for the same reason. And even, as much as they love to talk about Afro, since he was like in one of the Prada, the big Pradas for Storm 4, he has said the exact same thing on why he stopped touching the game as a whole and stopped, fucking with the community. So they want this game to do good outside of tournaments. You can host a tournament. Anybody can host a tournament. That shit is easy. Anybody can do that. But you want people to stick around. You want this to grow. Diamond, go to bed. Then you can definitely change your environment. Be mature. Be adults. And don't ride a game, boycott a game and shit on it so hard before release, and then copy and paste the same energy when they fix or try to give you what you asked for. Because I guarantee you, they already said they weren't working on another Storm. So, this half-ass project is kind of to be expected, because the man sat there on camera and said, "Sir, I'm not working on anything else for y'all."
Yep.
So for them to even do this much, on the positive side, for them to do this much, everybody complaining bitch about not having characters, not having patches, not having updates and maps, they added, if they sit there and not use anybody on the roster or any of the new maps or any of the new content and stay with the same shit with the updates, we will never get any more Storm support. I believe that. That's like a slap in the face. So that's my final thoughts in the matter. What do you think?
Yeah, to that last point, yeah, I agree. These people who complain, really for the sake of complaining, they talk about, we're only getting one map, we're only getting 2 characters. Most of these people don't actually use the roster, so we better see
usage of the roster.
Yes, and I don't just mean these 2 characters, because what's going to happen is they're going to use these characters for the first week or 2 weeks. The same thing with Momoshiki and Kinshiki. They used those characters for the first week and 2 weeks. Realized, I can't apply this to my S tier team, so they instantly dropped them. You see a little bit of Kinshikis every now and then, but Momoshiki,
you don't see at all ever.
Yeah. So it's like they go primarily based off of a tier list, right? They look for certain attributes and aspects of that character. So it like CC2 does not care like that. They don't care about tier list and what character is stronger than the other character and how can you apply this. No, what they care about is making money, right? They care about, to a certain extent, they do care about making cool characters, making them lore accurate, making them, as close to the anime as possible.
Yeah.
Yes, that's their primary goal, because Storm is a very visual game, and that's what it's always been. It's been heavy on cinematics. It was never supposed to be anything like balance and actual character tier list and actually pay attention to like a competitive scene. It was never supposed to be that. They added that multiplayer on afterwards. So again, I guess my final thoughts are, if CC2 is willing to kind of go the distance and show that they want to actually support this, because I believe what they're going to do. I don't think they're going to make a Storm 5. Now that I think about it, I think what they're going to do.
What are you talking about?
Right. Storm 5, Storm 4.5. But I think they're going to kind of milk it for DLC. That's what I think they're going to do, which is probably their best move. It's smart. Why create a whole new game with the whole new engine when you can use a pre-existing engine that people already love and just kind of add on to that? Fix it, add on to it, because that's the wave now. Smash Bros did the same thing for years. They kept adding and adding and adding and adding until now you have this whole big roster of characters and stages and stuff like that. So I think that's probably their best bet. Because I think it's twofold. Like, they may not be ready to make a Storm 5, allegedly, but I think this is an experiment. They're gonna see first, okay,
it is.
Yeah, it is. How this goes, and then if it goes well, okay, we'll make a Storm 5, because they can always do that. It's in their back pocket. They can always do that. So I think this is going to be an experiment, and they're going to test the waters with this and see where to go from here.
See, exactly. Yep. Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. Like I said, if y'all fuck this up, there will never be a Storm 5. There was never supposed to be a Storm Connections, but
it wasn't.
You know what I mean? People still play the game, and demand is still high. Like, the Twitter posts that they make always gets high response, and it's like, okay, y'all begged for this. Let's see what y'all do with it.
Yep.
At the end of the day, we got to make our money too. So, with all and this is also a smart advantage on them, because with the recent games that they've been dropping have not been doing well at all. So I definitely think this was the emergency back pocket of theirs.
Yeah.
Fuck. What do we know will work no matter what we do? All I know, the Storm kids, they're starving. They're like pulling out the breadcrumbs and shit.
Yeah, they're like that that ex, that left.
Yeah.
And she's like, thought, I can do better. And then she goes out and dates all the other guys. And now here she is running back to you. You get a knock on your door at 3 a.m.
Yes, sir.
I messed up. I'm sorry. Please take me back.
Then you get the what?
And she coaxes you with that guac.
Come on in.
So that's what they're doing now. That's what they're doing.
But yeah, I feel like because of all the games that they've released, Demon Slayer did shit after a while. And
yeah,
that's really, you can't fuck up this game. The reason why, because it's already revealed to be everything we already had. So there's the good news is there's like a line. They can't fuck up. That's the good news. There is no reinvention of mechanics. So online terms, scared to say this, they can't fuck up, right? Unless they completely revamp everything, which I highly doubt. Right, let me lock my desktop. Which I highly doubt they're gonna do. Like you said, since everybody likes the Storm 4 mechanics so much, I highly doubt they're gonna sit there, pull characters apart, try to reinvent shit. So they can't fuck up online. We know what we're getting. That's the good news. We know what maps to expect. We know what characters to expect. It's all on their website, so they can't really fuck up. The story mode isn't really to be looked forward to. If you like the lore, okay, it's extra content, but I'm not really expecting anything crazy from it. A few cutscenes, if that. What would be stupid of them to do is to go the Storm 4 route and give us slideshows. That would be fucking hilarious for $70. Then you fucked up. But if they go the Ultimate Ninja 2 and 3 route and give us full, you can walk around with these characters and interact and you got full-blown cutscenes, that's like, all right, it's a little bit more of an incentive for newer players to buy this product of yours. So I do think that's the good news. The good news is if they give us enough content and we do buy the game, there's a predecessor. We know that it won't be Demon Slayer. At least it can't be Demon Slayer. And at this point in my life, I am scarred mentally for Demon Slayer. The pure clickbait that we got. Everybody bought the deluxe edition. And it wasn't like we all bought the normal copy.
Yes.
Everybody got the deluxe. We all got robbed.
Yes. That was a waste of money. Oh my God, that was a waste.
Waste of money, dude. It wasn't really what they promised. And again, at the core, the game is extremely competitive. But they never fixed it, never patched it, barely. They didn't add new maps, they didn't add new characters, they didn't give us the service they promised, so the game fell apart. And that was a huge money grab. So, that's the good news. They can't do a Demon Slayer. We know what to expect. We know exactly what we're getting. That's the good news.
Yeah. And that's what scares me. That's what scares me because we know CC2. We know their bad habits. They're willing to jump from ship to ship while it's not sinking yet. It has a couple of holes in the ship, but oh shit, we can't do anything. Let's just abandon ship.
Sure,
jump to another ship.
Let's go.
Like you didn't even try to patch the hole. You didn't even try to give it a chance. It could have been salvaged, could have been fixed, but you're showing your laziness and your willingness to just abandon ship when things go wrong. The first sign of things going wrong, you jump from game to game. Like, so they jump with Demon Slayer thinking that, oh shit, we can make a quick buck. And I'm not okay. When I say CC2 is lazy, I'm not saying they don't actually put their all into the cutscenes to making the game fun and everything else. They do. It's just as it pertains to longevity and consistency, it seems like they have an issue with that. Like actually staying true to the project, having a dedicated team. And I really honestly, no bullshit, I think it's due to being overworked and understaffed there. So they may have all hands on deck for like one or two projects, and they don't have a dedicated team to a project. So shit just kind of falls
apart after a while.
Yeah, because you don't have an actual dedicated team to take care of this. Had you done that, had you actually have proper staff, you could have support. You can have support for that game because there's a fan base willing to support these games. Anime enthusiasts, they love games like this. If you can get their characters, get their show right, make them feel like they're in the show, man, they're gonna love you and they're gonna support the game regardless. So it's almost like CC2, they're really fumbling the bag because they can make more money if they just continue supporting it and actually were serious about it. So I think maybe this is a wake-up call for them because this is pretty much their last straw. If they can't make this work, they're done as a company. I honestly believe that. I'm not trying to, put any negativity out there, but bro, they've had too many failed games already. They have a track record,
especially recently. Jump Force
down.
Xenoverse.
Demon Slayer was a huge letdown. So people are really not. They're not feeling CC2. That's why you see all those comments under Storm Connections. They're really not feeling CC2 anymore. And people will say, well, that was Sega. That wasn't really okay. Bandai, right? Bandai Namco's over it all. So these people, I really believe that if CC2 does not come correct on this game, that's it. They're done. So they really have to get serious and put their all into this.
This is their chance to make a comeback too.
Yeah.
Not just save the ship, but they, you put in enough characters. We're talking, 2 and 3 worth of characters. And the thing is, I don't want to follow the Xenoverse 2 mindset. I don't want to promote the Xenoverse 2. Every 3-4 months we get a new DLC character. You got to pay $7 for it, because even that should already be in the game. I shouldn't wait. Like 3 months for Shigadai to be in the game for $8. And maybe some skins, from old games or references to this and that. Maybe they'll add Naruto and Shigadai. Naruto with the Goku costume. Be like, oh, $8.99. There you go.
Oh my god.
That gotta be. Y'all want to make a big impact. You want people to really buy your product. You want to like blow people out the water. Like, oh shit, you drop all that at release. All of that at release.
Yes. Yes. They shouldn't be so focused on the money aspect because, like, you're gonna get that if you, like you said, if you drop all that at release, things that should have been in the game, because those DLCs should have been in the game. Like, I don't know why they took them out in the first place.
They were teased on the pages, like they were supposed to be there, but they ran out of accordingly. Apparently, they ran out of time. They had to sell the product, and the developers or whoever, somebody in the back room wasn't trying to give them that time. They were like, "No, just sell it out." So,
which is another issue. It's like whoever the head or the director was overseeing that project, they were so focused on the money aspect primarily. Oh, we got to get this out. We got to get this out. We got to get this out. Sell as many copies. Don't worry about that. We'll put it as DLC later. But then later never comes. You forget about it. It's too late. You already made your money, so now you don't care. So you've made a false promise because you've already made your money. Fuck them niggas. Like, we already made our money. Like, they can go kick rocks with no socks. So it's like, at that point, if you want to make that up, you're going to have to acquiesce, and you're going to have to put all these characters that should have been in there and just drop it day one. And I guarantee you, your sales is going to skyrocket. If you just give the people what they want, they're not asking for much. They're just asking for you to show a little bit of dedication to your baby, to your project. Like, you're just abandoning the baby. Like, it's your Naruto is your baby. Storm is your baby.
Right. It's pretty much adopted at this point because the modders are taking care of it now. So
yeah.
Now they're
doing
a better job than you. So CC2, if y'all listening, here's your opportunity to do the franchise justice.
I agree.
Prove us wrong. I don't expect a fucking thing. You want me to be completely honest? I don't expect y'all to do too much. I expect 2 maps, 4 characters. They're like, we're more than 2. I'll say 6 characters. You want to be generous. 6 characters, 2 on release, 4 as DLC. That's what I expect for this new game. That's what I think is going to happen.
If we're lucky.
And then, maybe moveset changes here and there. Maybe they'll change Sasuke's moveset back to S3, or, they'll give different variations of that character. Maybe they'll change a little bit of mechanics here and there, but I'm not really expecting like a huge revamp. You can prove us wrong, though. I dare you.
Yes.
Prove us wrong.
Yes. If they, one of the major selling points, I believe, is really, really making this distinct from Storm 4. Like, making it so people are like, well, why don't I just continue playing Storm 4? Why do I need to get this new one? Aside from 2 new characters. If they put in every other character, like the Storm 3 Sasuke, because he has a totally different moveset, if they put him in there in the game, and then other characters who were lost who had different movesets or whatever, they put every single version of every single character, including the DLC, into this new game, pretty much kind of tying the bow on it.
Now that is some shit right there.
Yes.
Now that I would, maybe now I can invest in that. That sounds fire.
Yeah.
Now I can pick which version of Kage Sasuke I want. Do I want the Storm 3 version, or do I want Storm 4?
Exactly.
And to find a way to balance them both in that middle ground, so that it doesn't interfere with the mechanics of the game. Now, I figured maybe that this is something that they're working on, because in the trailer, like, if I can bring it up here, connections. This is the trailer here. Present. There you go. Okay. Can you see? There you go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I saw this. The vote? So we have all this. Looking for the gameplay. Sasuke does his tilt, and it's a hard knockdown. It's not a stun. And I noticed this during the trailer.
Oh, I know what you're talking about with was with Itachi.
I believe so.
I saw that too. And I think it was Kabuto. It was Kabuto.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, "Excuse me."
No matter what you become.
Now I didn't play the. I did not play the Storm 3 DLC story mode,
Mhm.
but clearly that is Sasuke's old tilt. Blatantly, that is Sasuke's old tilt. So it made me wonder maybe they're going to bring in his old tilt or allow you to, customize it in a way.
The Hokage is the person who walks in front of me.
I'm not partial to that, or impartial to that rather.
My blood is boiling.
I'm just looking for maybe if in the game because these are all story mode cutscenes. So
They are. Yeah.
there's also the blatant possibility that that only applies to that
that.
game,
Yeah.
which I'm hoping again would be so like a waste. It would be such a waste because at that point, if all you do at the main menu is just load in Storm 3, story mode, and then that you get that Sasuke, then that kind of sucks because you miss the opportunity to customize your tool. I think that's something else that'd be pretty cool. On the player select screen, you can customize your tilt if you want to be a knockdown or a stun or. Well, actually, no. I think stuns should be taken out completely, but it could be a knockdown or some sort of quick stagger. It can't be some 5-second stagger. It'd be like a quick 1-second stagger.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate the will
But
of
yeah.
God.
I'll settle this. Now is the hour of judgment. Amaterasu.
I'm just thinking maybe customizing your tilts in a way.
This is the power of all the Hokage.
I really hope it's just that they're incorporating all of it into one game as opposed to the selecting each game on the
Yeah.
main menu.
Yeah.
Because that was up.
Lock on. Go, Choji. Shino, fire all rounds. Super Beast Scroll. Here it comes, Hinata.
From here forth, history will be
Like that looks pretty cool,
Yeah.
even though it is stolen moveset, but you didn't talk about that. And then there's these two.
perfect order. What you describe is nothing more than oppression through force and fear. My frail little brother. No. I do not wish to
That I'm sorry. That is Ashura. Ashura's ultimate. That shit looks whack as fuck. We haven't seen the whole thing, but he just shot like all he did was make the Buddha statue shoot out a Rasengan. Like that's all I saw. Like a Kamehameha based Rasengan.
How many Rasengan going?
Like I know it's trying to copy, like because Naruto did his ultimate was basically just spamming a Tail Beast Bomb, like a Rasengan or Rasen Shuriken, a Tail Beast Bomb, Rasen Shuriken. But can we get more than that? Like is Ashura? Can we get more than that? Maybe him using the other elements in his ultimate.
Maybe that'll be in his moveset.
I hope so. Because he, from what I've seen, he's basically just Aang. Like,
He said Aang.
He's using wind abilities. Like that's all I've seen.
What you describe is nothing more than oppression through force and establish this power. I will establish
I say he's using two elements, but I think that's more accurate.
Wind. That looks like a Neji Palm plus Rasengan. So it looks like wind style Rasengan.
Yep.
Let me help.
That was a nice transition on their part, though.
And so began their journey on a path.
Yeah, high key. You know what it might be? It might not be like you select each game individually. It might just be one story.
I think so. I think so too.
It might just be start to finish, like Naruto's a kid all the way fucking through. But the only danger with that, hey, look, we're in the algorithm, sweet.
Hey.
The only danger with that is that, again, you would now have to allow customization with tilts, with movesets,
My blood is boiling.
and things like that. But we're just gonna have to see, really.
Yeah, because I'm curious. I'm curious how they're gonna do it because I mean it's way too many characters. Some certain characters have different move sets. I remember that pain from Storm 2. He has a different move set, so maybe they're gonna update it. You know, because his tilt used to be a crab. I don't know if you remember that big ass crab.
Yeah.
That was his tilt. So I don't know if they're gonna bring that back. You can select like maybe they'll have like the pain, and then they'll say Storm 2 or whatever game next to it when you scroll through the like the character costumes. But yeah, his moveset was similar, but it was a little bit different.
There it is.
That right there, yeah.
I think that's far more balanced than what we have now, but they wanted the universal pool to be more lore accurate. I
Yeah.
understand. Also, that too, like
That was a
I think
knockback.
we need far more knockback attacks so that you can't just pressure somebody on wake up.
I think that was his side combo.
They had side
talking about-
combos back then? Right,
Yeah.
Right. No, that would be another smart move on their end, giving everybody a side combo, which they really wouldn't have to do that much work since Storm. I think Revolution is the first game where they added characters like Shisui. Who else did they add? It was Shisui.
Was it Kushina? I think Kushina was in Revolution too. It was Kushina, Shisui, I think Fan Madara, because Fan Madara wasn't in Storm 3.
Here we go. So we're looking at the roster here. They didn't have side combos there. They stopped that on Storm 2, right?
Yep, they stopped that at Storm 2.
So yeesh, they might actually have a bit of work to do. But they've been apparently, according to Sendry, they've been working on this game for a fucking while now. So 10-4.
Hey, so hear me out. How long is
I haven't seen Sinju in a minute.
There you go. No. In hindsight, I am actually pretty excited about this. My initial reaction is genuinely what it was. I'm gonna go crazy on it. We got actual new content too, so I'm very excited for that for sure.
Boy gained a lot of weight. Oh,
He
no.
did. I didn't want to say nothing, but I was like,
Add more characters. Too.
boy, look
Like,
kind of chunky. He on the chunky side.
You know, I guess forward to add.
Got a new room too. I haven't watched him that long. I remember he had his little. It's crazy.
That's a dope setup.
Here we go. See, this is YouTube, bro.
Yo.
Throwing shit at me, bro. They just be throwing shit at me.
That Atomic Heart game, that shit is pure fan service. I was who was I watching? I was watching Tyrone Magnus. He was playing it. I was kind of in and out, but one of the voice lines in the game was like something like it was some head ass shit. It was like discipline me harder, daddy, or some shit like that. Like I was like, yo, they don't even care. They do not care. They do not. It might be in that clip actually. Like they're sitting there, bro. They're sitting there.
They robots?
Yeah.
Is this a new game?
Yes. Like brand spanking new. No pun intended.
No, I didn't. I haven't invested. Anyway. Yep. All in all, I'm sure we're gonna get more updates as time goes on. I'm sure they're going to give us some more content and show us what other characters we might get.
Yeah.
I think the first characters they're gonna obviously drop are the Boruto characters that were supposed to be in Storm 4 to begin with. So I would imagine it would be those two that were already shown, and then Shigadai. Who else is wasn't Gaara's son in the game too, or am I bugging?
Was he?
Be a smart move to
Garson.
put him in the game if he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't. I didn't see him, but they should. Like
They should.
the Black Sand, bro. He'd be an instant favorite. Like I would even use him because black. That's hard. Magnet, Black Magnet Sand. Like, that's cool. That's dope. You know. So there's a lot of opportunity here. If they actually get serious, they can do the entire Boruto ensemble, the entire cast, and man, that'd be dope if they did that. You know. I don't care if they even create move sets off the fly for some of these characters. I don't care.
Metal B is going to be a thing too. I forgot about him.
Oh yeah,
I think he was in the game. I don't even remember. I know the Bubble Dude is in the game, so that's probably going to be their first action. Is just importing the characters from the story mode from Storm 4 that we never got to use.
Yeah,
since that would be the easiest for them to do. And then what they're going to do is after the initial release, we'll probably have those characters and then these two, and then they're going to leave it. And patch a few things, give us the costume, then they're going to leave it and say, all right, what are you guys going to do with this? And then depending on how much reception and positive or negative we get and how many sales they actually make, then they're going to start dropping DLC characters and interacting with the community. But it also... Nice.
Squirrel.
All right, nice. I'll make sure my pot's not on because I swear.
Handy business. But yeah. I'm interested, very interested to see how they handle this moving forward. If they're actually going to add more of the Boruto cast, not just like the super popular characters, but you know, I guess Konoha 11 or Konoha 11 squad, the new Konoha 11 squad, the Boruto Konoha 11. That'd be cool, right? That'd be cool because we already have Squad 7 naturally. So I think adding the rest of the characters, you know, we can have like a cool team set up with the new PTS and the old PTS.
I really forgot the
you know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
So I think that'd be cool. And then obviously
Obi-Wan's gonna kill me.
Adding, you know, Boruto, Karma Seal, you know, Boruto, Karma Seal, Momoshiki controlled, Kawaki Karma Seal, you know, Ishiki, Jigen, bro, they can. The sky's the limit. Kashin Koji, you know, they can really do some good work with this, man.
Purple Lightning Sasuke,
Purple Lightning Kakashi, because he had Purple Lightning too, so they can add him in there too. You know, the sky's the limit, man. They just got to put their best foot forward.
We'll see. Yeah, at this point, you might as well just ask the modders for their files and call it a day. That's what I think they should do.
Basically, just pay them to do it.
Hey, yo, let me see them files, bro. Let me see that. Would y'all even get those models? Let me.
Yeah, because the PC mods, man, they're on a whole nother level. They're off the chain. Like
it just sucks that they don't work online consistently. But if they did,
they're right.
You're right. There would be no PS4 in Naruto. There would be no PS4 in Naruto.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully they deliver.
I hope they deliver too. So all in all, final thoughts. The next time they drop another trailer, we'll do another part 2 on like our thoughts on the game and whether or not they're capping or not. I'm assuming they might follow the Demon Slayer method, which is dropping a character each time they drop a trailer. So maybe they'll do that.
Yeah.
Because they already showed us what they're dropping. So now it's like, okay, now we just got to show them the characters because that's what they're flipping out the most about. So they're probably going to just do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Dami, you smell that burnt bullshit, right? That's that pan. I know, right? So yeah, what are your final thoughts on this?
I mean, basically the same thing. I'm really kind of waiting and see. All right, hurry up and wait type deal. Like, I'm obviously naturally, I'm not gonna hold you. As a Naruto fan, I am excited to hear that they're actually trying to do something, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. We're gonna wait and see. You know, given CC2's track record, you can't really trust them like that. So I think, do I believe they're gonna add more than 2 characters? I would like to, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say they probably are. They should be that self-aware at least to know that it won't be a good look if they only add 2 new characters and give us rehashed bullshit. So I do think we'll get new characters. I just don't think it'll be, or I don't know how many it will be. Right? I don't know. Like I know it'll be more than the 2 characters that they showed. But to me, it's like they're being very coy, and they're trying to, not play their whole hand. And like I said earlier, I just personally believe that it's because they haven't actually worked on the other characters yet. So they're kind of just showing what they have done.
Yeah.
Just to get something out there, get people talking, get the conversation circulating, get people talking, and they'll start to reveal more, which is, I guess, a good marketing strategy. It really is. So.
Let's see. What are we in? February? Probably get something else. I'll say April. Maybe April we'll probably get another trailer.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it'll be out by, when do those other games drop? Probably the summertime. I think the Storm games and the other games in Storm series dropped in the summer, if I remember correctly.
It's either summer or I think like at the latest, I think it was like September.
Yeah.
So around there.
So from now, we'll be in February. Might as well just say March. We'll be right there to March.
Basically.
I got
days away.
I got about half a year to work on this game. So they'll probably give us 2 trailers each month. If that.
I hope so.
I ain't expecting too much. We'll see though. Hopefully we can get some fresh content out there and some balances, but we'll see. We'll see.
You better not bore me, CC2.
Right. But yeah, that's the Storm Connections conversation in the nutshell. So we're waiting for results. Our hopes aren't too high. Gave our thoughts on how the community can do better, how the developers can do better. Talked about the good parts of the game, and hopefully we can get this coming out soon.
Sir, I know that man Senju is relieved. So I know he was sweating bullets when it first came out. He's like, hey. Now I know I made some promises, but they didn't let me know anything, so I just got to take that. And now this nigga acting like he just the smuggest dude. Like I hear it in his. He didn't even say it, but I heard it in his video. Like in his newest video, I heard the smug in his voice. Like he almost wanted to say, "See, I told y'all I was right. I told y'all it was gonna be more, more news coming." But he didn't really say it. But I could hear the smugness in his voice. So
It's the Green Goblin vid. He commented, by the way.
He did?
Yeah.
He
said it made him laugh. It made his day. I was like, it made us roll, bro. He's on the floor. Despite of everything you've done. All right, before we end it off, you gotta give Green Goblin his piece. Despite everything you've done, they will hate you.
All right. With the bent legs.
Why does he bend his knees like that? Despite everything you've done, his knees bent far as fuck, bro. That's the Negan stand. Like.
I chose my path. You chose the way of the hero, and they refused for a while. The people of this city, but the one thing they love more than a hero.
He's squinting like that.
In spite of everything
they
you've
get
done
that for that.
they hate you.
Why bother?
That's fact. Knees bent like.
And then
Peter
got
Peter like
that. Laying back, just slow.
I chose my path.
Yo, that's how parents be standing over you after they finish their ass whooping. You
literally, just laying there.
This city. But the one thing they love more than a hero.
The next time you fail your class.
Right. spite of everything you've done for them. Eventually,
Talking about your classmates and shit.
All right, in spite of
Despite
everything,
everything you've done with them.
you allowed them to cheat on your test,
Like,
but you still failed.
And you tried to entertain them. They found you amusing for a while.
Ohio.
And then you fail and they leave you behind. Why bother? Literally the mom speech. Whew. But all right, good sir. Did we cover everything? Good?
I think so. I think we're good.
All right, chat. That has been podcast number uno. We'll drop the edited vid down so you guys can look forward to that on the channel.
Dos.
Yeah. Channel.
Well, it's been podcast number dos.
I didn't say that, no.
Said uno.
You did?
Yes.
Despite everything I've done today, I can't even remember my numbers right. Why
Okay.
bother?
I took
Tired.
Spanish for
Tired.
like 2 weeks, so I'm a bit of a professional myself.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm a bit of a nicker myself.
Excuse me, I just remembered something.
Right. Excuse me. I just remembered.
But all right, y'all, it's been pretty fucking lit. We will update you guys on the next stream when it will come out. It will be the music topic nonetheless.
Sir, it's been real.
Appreciate y'all for joining. Kaizen and Dessert out later.
Peace.